Welcome to the Dawg and Gus show, now on Feel It Radio.
What's up, Dog?
Not much, Gus. You?
Not much. What's going on today?
Well, we were waiting on a couple of guys to show. I had to throw that in there. Sorry, boys.
Oh, man. I thought they were done with that.
No. They're going to live it the rest of their lives.
Yeah, well, like we were told, musicians tend to be a little tardy with their time.
Yeah, well, they're musicians. They're artists.
Yeah, we appreciate you coming.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Who do we got today?
Riley Burns et al.
Riley Burns and
Chris. We won't say Chris because Chris doesn't want to talk.
Chris is off the mic.
Yeah.
He's going to play, though, at some point.
How you guys doing?
Good, you?
Good, man. Good.
No complaints at all, yeah. Sorry for being late.
No, don't be silly.
We tease, man. It's okay.
Yeah, that's our MO, apparently.
It's all good, bro. So, tell us about you. Like you said, where are you from? Like, where did the music come from? Where did your,
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit.
This is the rapid fire section.
That's right, yeah, we'll get them all in. I grew up in Stittsville, just west of Ottawa. And my music, I've been playing music a long time, kind of just as a hobby thing. My dad actually was a musician, was like a folk musician from the Ottawa Valley and did some touring and toured out west and worked out west and did a lot of that. And then started a family and stopped doing that. So I feel like I've been kind of around music my whole life. My dad played as soon as I was born. I can remember him playing a ton when I was a kid, and then I kind of just picked it up and then started playing, and from there it just kind of picked up and kept going. So it's been probably the last 5-ish years we've took it pretty serious.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, because your album, Sterling Avenue, so where did that name come from?
That name's a good name. That came from, I lived with two of my best buddies after I got out of university on Sterling Avenue in this, it was wonderful, but it was this absolute teardown of a place. My roommate from college, him and I, when we moved back to Ottawa, we lived together, and we moved into this place that had outdoor carpet on the floors. We had a drum kit in the living room. We had a bass. We had all of our amps. We had everything set up, and we just use it as this place where we'd learn everything. So it was pretty fitting. We played every single day, and then we usually partied most evenings, and then we'd wake up and do it again. So, yeah, and they tore that house down, actually, recently, so that's where it comes from, Sterling Ave.
Nice.
Was the reason they tore it down because of you guys?
No, I hope not, but it could have been. It could have been, yeah, you never know.
Added to the mystique, and that's why they tore it down.
Yeah.
Now, you say your dad was an influence. Is that your main influence, or what other influences do we have here?
My dad's definitely a big one, but I'd say my biggest one is probably Jackson Browne. I spent I spent a ton of time listening to Jackson Browne growing up. That was my mom's favorite artist, actually. So I listened to a ton of him growing up, and then I kind of tapered off a little bit, and then I was in Europe randomly on a trip, and I saw this poster. It was Jackson Browne playing in Berlin at this random old theater, one of the only standing theaters through World War I and II. And then, I was I'm going to this. And it was hilarious. It was all black tie event, and I was in backpacking across Europe in a sweaty old T-shirt. Me and Alan, my buddy Oz, and we go and we sit down, and we're just sitting there watching this show. And yeah, it blew me away just listening to him there. So it kind of got me right back on that cycle. So nice. I tend to draw a ton of influence from him.
Pretty good songwriter.
Yeah, not bad for sure. It's
he's all right, I guess.
Arguably.
Well, he wrote a ton of songs for other artists too.
Yep.
Yeah. Name one, Dave.
Nope.
Come on.
No.
Come on, man. No, not interested.
No, I'm not your puppet boy. Hey, pull something out of thin air for us, Dave. Come on.
Well, you're like the Rain Man when it comes to this.
Yeah. Excellent. That is a beverage being opened.
That's a Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
So what was your first instrument that you picked up and played? Was it the guitar, or did you play something else?
No, I'm predominantly a guitar player. I picked up guitar, and again, I'll go back to my dad. It was one of those things where they were just always sitting around our house. My dad started a bad trend of being obsessed with guitars and getting too many of them, so it was just around the house, and I picked it up. I probably picked it up maybe maybe when I was like 10 or so, and all I was into was Blink-182, I think, at the time. So I just learned all those Blink-182 riffs. And then I got an electric guitar. My dad only plays acoustic guitar. So I got an electric and started with that. And then, again, just kind of trickled. I tried to learn how to play piano, but my brain is just not wired to do it. I find I just like can't. Well, it's probably just because I'm old and I don't have the discipline to do it. But oldish.
Okay, bro.
Yeah, let's go with oldish.
Sorry, fellas.
Let's take it easy, man.
Yeah, well, easy with the old.
Well, no, I mean, maybe you also to play guitar at a professional level. I mean, you have to commit to it. Right? It's like hard to add those things on. I mean, other artists have done it certainly. I mean, obviously Axl Rose comes to mind. I don't know why that came to my mind, but I think he was originally a piano player. And then, of course, Lenny Kravitz plays piano, and then Prince did a whole tour on the piano. So
it's easier to carry a guitar than a piano, though.
It's very true.
Yeah.
Just
pull out the old piano and play it for us there, son.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, we played a gig like maybe like a month ago. We played a gig in Kingston, and I think it was the best gig ever. But the worst part about it is our piano player, like it was on the second floor, and just loading all his gear in. He plays like a double stack piano, and it was the worst part about it for it. I think it was just carrying all his gear in and out.
Right?
Yeah.
And Chris and I are just like walking out, one guitar in each hand, just like, well, see you later. Have fun.
Yeah, it sucks to be the piano player.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of panhandlers outside with a
No,
piano.
not with pianos. No.
Yeah, you can't have open a case for the piano.
Yeah, you got your Moog synthesizer there. You got a little Keith Emerson on them.
Yeah, maybe we'll move on from.
Maybe we should. Now, I went and kind of stalked you a little bit on Spotify because I like to go in and it's fun to on Spotify to see who you're compared to.
Yeah.
And you go down the kind of the list and you go on to the Spotify radio. And we got Riley. And we've got like these other people I've never heard of, like Manny Blue. Oh, the Arkells are on there on your radio station.
Okay,
So I guess you have a similarity with them. But then I went into your listening to, which is really interesting. So we'll talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, sure.
Now, I was going through the list, and some of it doesn't surprise me. Like I don't recognize some of the names, but the songs are kind of a lot alike. And then you get down, you get a little Jason Isbell, you got a Morgan Wade, and then you got the White Stripes.
Yeah,
like right smack dab in the middle, right? With Fell in Love with the Girl. So I'm just kind of curious as to why that song in the middle of all these other like very melancholy,
Yeah, I think
songs.
The one thing is I try to update that playlist, as much as I can. It ends up being way, way lapsed, but I find I spend so much time listening to music that's similar to mine, melancholy, slow, sad, whatever, that I need to switch up every once in a while. And we've got some buddies that are hooked on the Jack White train, and I just kind of got into a wormhole. And there's nothing in particular about that song, but it just hits me, and I love listening to it. It kind of fires me up. So it is that nice break right smack dab in the middle of slow, quiet, sad, and then you hit blast through the speakers and you get going again. So yeah,
that kind of made me laugh. Actually.
Yeah.
It's a pretty rocking tune.
Yeah,
I saw him play when he was here. He played the TD place, and you couldn't have your phone, which was kind of cool. He said you had these bags, everybody put their phones in. And it was amazing because it's like old times. The experience of an actual, sick. It was very good, and he's excellent, right? So I love that tune too.
Yeah, nothing going down the wormhole's not a bad thing for sure.
No, yeah, that's
that man.
I've read a lot about that, the way he does his concerts, and he's really big into analog gear as opposed to doing everything digital, and he's super into vinyl too, which is really, really.
Oh, he has
cool.
his own company.
Yeah,
his own pressing company.
Yeah, it's really awesome. So. I love
he lives in Nashville too, doesn't he?
I don't know where he lives.
I think he is, but he's got his own record producing company. Like he
started
it
out
up
in Detroit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But I do recall that Play It Loud when he talks about his living in Tennessee and stuff. So
he's got a label in Nashville too. I know that for sure. Yeah, he's got
smart guy. I mean, but he knows everything about. Like, you watch him watching Jimmy Page play guitar, and he's just like, I think we all would. I'm sure that you're staring at Jimmy Page play, Kashmir or something, and then you're just like, okay, you're like, this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Just to see
yeah. So if you like, are there any challenges to sometimes feel motivated when the music's not coming to you? Are you writing a new album right now?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm done actually. I finished an album probably like a month and a half or 2 months ago. I like polished everything off. It's all done. I'm getting it. The biggest issue is I'm getting it pressed on vinyl, and the vinyl delay is super drastic right now. But yeah, I finished an album, and then I kind of took a big break. Well, I wrote this album over the last like 2 years. Like it's been almost 2 years exactly since Sterling Avenue came out. And yeah, I find that I hit a wall really quick. Like when I wrote this album, I was buzzing and I had tons of ideas, and I didn't restrain anything. Like from listening to my playlist, you probably see that some of it is very similar and slow, and then there's something thrown in. So I think, again, this new album that I've got done, it's going to be a big upswing in terms of tempo and mood of an album. But from that perspective, I sat down only recently, like maybe 2 weeks ago, to try and start writing again and do stuff. And normally I'm a big fan of just writing at all times. Like just when something comes to me, I'll sit there, I'll pick up my guitar, and I'll just start playing and do it. I had a lot of trouble after finishing this album trying to do that. I'd sit there and I'd play, and I felt like I was just playing the same 4 things I play. And I'm not a particularly great guitar player when it comes to being innovative and writing new things, but I had a lot of trouble. So this last week I started playing an open D, and you can talk to Chris. He hates that more than anything in the world because he has to play to it, and he doesn't change the tuning of his guitar. But that opened the door up for me, and I wrote like 2 or 3 actually last week, which was nice.
Amazing.
I don't know if they'll do anything, but
so it just comes to you, like you just sort of feel it.
Yeah, I think I'm a big fan of just, this is bad to say, but I'm a big fan of like driving, and something comes to me, whether it's I'm listening to something and it'll come to me, and I'll just either pull over, or I'll just try to keep repeating like a phrase or a line will come to me, for example, and I'll just keep saying it as I go home, and maybe it's to the beat of, that Jack White song or something, and it just like, it sparks something in my brain, and then I'll go home, I'll write it down. I've got a little loft at my place, and I have a whiteboard, and I'll just write that phrase down.
Oh, that's cool.
Leave it and just sit on it, and if something comes from it, then I'll usually, extrapolate it from there.
Amazing. It's cool.
Yeah.
I find that always interesting how artists, come up with something. It's just sort of, it's foreign to me because I come up with my own ideas and my own business and all that. But with music, it's like, I love music that I listen to. However, creating it would be just such a different world for me. So
yeah,
it's very cool. It's very interests of me very much. So.
Yeah. It's always fun to try and figure out how different people, and I listened to a few of the other podcasts to talk to some artists. I think it was Stefan. You guys did one with a
Steph,
and he was talking about how he writes, and I was like, oh, that's totally different than the way I do it, which is cool. Like it's cool to see that. Yeah. People do things different ways, and people, do something as crazy as me just writing on a whiteboard and
that's new for us.
Circling it, or I have like a little board beside it, and I'll go to work and I'll get home from work. I'm sitting at work between patients, and I'm like, something's come, and I write it on a little sheet of paper, and I get home and I like pin it to this board, and then I look at some point and I'm like, oh my God, like what is this nonsense that's on there? And sometimes it's like I said, absolutely nothing, and it collects dust and goes in a folder, or I throw it in the garbage eventually, or sometimes I just actually sit down with it for a while and pick it up, and it turns into something nice. So
that's cool, man.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, how bland would it be if everybody thought the same way, and you wrote songs the same way everybody did? Then it'd all be the same. But aside from Jackson Browne, who would be a dream collaboration, either to play with or to write a song with?
Oh, there's like so many endless
first one that
ones.
comes into your
Rustin
head.
Kelly is the first one that comes to my head. Yeah, he's an artist that I've discovered maybe like 3 or 4 years ago, and his discography, I guess it's called, is ridiculous. Like he's a big advocate for just playing what comes to you. Like I've read quite a bit about him, and I've seen him a couple times, and I saw him in Toronto at this bar, venue bar called the Horseshoe, and it was like 400 people, and a lot of the people were there for the opening act. He was like
Hamilton,
a local.
actually.
Yeah.
Is it in Hamilton?
No, it's in in Toronto, right on Queen.
No, there's a horseshoe. Yeah.
I think there's one in something like that.
Yeah.
No. And it was cool. Like he plays these songs and he plays a lot of open D too, actually, which is part of why I started playing more in open D. But yeah, I think that would be absolute dream. Like the way he writes and the way he blends what I would call country and Americana and rock, and the way that he plays. His dad plays in his band, which is super cool. His dad plays pedal steel in his band, and it's
that would kind of go with you, like, because you probably look up to your dad as a musician, also. Right? Do you ever bounce things off him?
Not a whole lot, like
different genres,
yeah,
right?
different styles, different genres. I mean, like sometimes I was visiting them in Florida, and I, we'll sit down and play for a bit and send some songs back and forth, but we don't get too hard on like critiquing each other's songs. We're both pretty stubborn, and we're both pretty, straight-sided in that I don't like to get critiqued by him too much, and I'm sure the same is we're probably too similar is the issue.
Well, that's maybe, but even then, you also want to differentiate yourself from that actual, not that he's casting a shadow on you, but certainly you may feel that way subconsciously a little bit.
Sure, yeah.
But no, it's nice that you have your own style, and he has his own style, and he leaves you to it, and you don't need but he is there if you ever probably
totally.
ask,
He's
right?
always there, yeah. He's always open for sure to chat, and same with me too. I'm always open to chat about it, but we usually stick to our own lanes for the most part.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Do you guys want to play something?
I think it's time to put Chris to work.
Yeah, Chris is probably you're getting a little lazy over there, Chris.
Yeah, a little uninvolved. So we're gonna make Chris do some work. He's gonna play some guitar.
Should we do a little one from Sterling Ave? Yeah, you want to do Dark Places? Let's do it. Sometimes I lie awake at night, losing my mind. I can't close my eyes. There's this damn thing weighing on my chest when all I need is some rest. Thought I was a drinker, thought I knew it all, but Jason drank a fifth of whiskey, don't show it all. He teaches me something in every one of his songs about moving on. But I don't know, I can't prove. Live and learn what you're supposed to do. I can't lie if I wanted to. Been in some dark, dark places, that's the truth. I can do my best to get over you, but there's always this thing that we do. It starts with a song playing on the radio and ends up with me at your door. But I don't know, I can't prove. Live and learn what you're supposed to do. I can't lie if I wanted to. Been in some dark, dark places, that's the truth. Come on, Chris. ain't got a clue. Sure going through, but I'll always be there. Through and through, it can be late at night when you're drunk and all alone. I'll be there, just ring my phone. But I don't know, I can't prove. Live and learn what you're supposed to do. I can't lie if I wanted to. I was in a dark place, now I'm getting through. I'm getting through. We've all been in a dark place a time or two. Just remember that we'll get through.
Hey, Doug, want some hot sauce for your tacos?
You brought your own hot sauce?
Damn right. Have you tried Gringo's Sizzling Nirvana? It'll change your life.
Nice. Are there other types of sauces?
Absolutely. There's different hot sauces for different palates, incredible barbecue sauces, red pepper jam, and salsa. All of them use fresh ingredients, and it can be delivered to your door.
Hey, how do we get some?
Go to www.gringosblazingsauces.com and order some.
Gringo's Blazing Sauces.
Bring the fire to your food.
All right. Well done, fellas.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
That was awesome.
Worries at all.
Nothing like live music.
Nothing
Yeah, it's
like
the
it,
best in the
especially when you're
world.
sitting in the best seats in the house.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Well, you know,
you don't have to do any camera work. That's why.
No, I don't.
True.
You are a videographer. You're the man.
No, you the man. You the man, bro.
All right, I'm the man. Let's settle that. Now, it's time of year. I'm going to ask a Christmas question.
Oh,
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, I was talking with...
we're doing a Christmas special.
we are doing a Christmas special.
Okay.
Unreal.
So my question is, this time of year, is there a favorite album or song that you guys play every year? Like I have my favorite album that I grew up listening
Christmas tune. What's your favorite
Yeah.
Christmas tune?
to. Or album. Something you throw in.
I don't know.
Or,
I feel like-
Festivus tune? Or
Hanukkah or...
I feel like it's a time and place. If it's something that's relatively, straightforward on the piano, I love a good Jingle Bells. But, when you get into that 10-day, 5-day away from Christmas, that All I Want for Christmas is You, Mariah Carey.
Come on.
Come on, hitting those notes, that's like, you can only listen to it a few times.
True.
Or never.
But like, yeah. But if I'm picking a true,
fair
if
enough.
I'm going into it, that's
Sorry.
it's crazy to listen to me.
Well, it's the biggest selling Christmas song of all time.
Yeah,
By
I don't know
by
why.
far. No, it's great. No,
Yeah, I don't know
Mariah,
why I like it.
No,
It's
no,
just one of those
bro,
ones,
if it
yeah.
gives you some nostalgia, it is what it is.
I honestly weep for humanity.
What about you?
I was just thinking about this the other day. The Eagles, you know that Eagles song with Don Henley?
Oh, he does.
Bells will, like,
Yep,
bells will
yes.
be ringing.
Oh,
Oh,
true.
that's a
Nice,
good
that's a
tune.
great
Yeah.
player. Much better than Mariah Carey. I
What's
gotta say.
yours?
Mine is the whole Jim Reeves 12 Songs of Christmas.
Oh, you just posted that.
Yes, I know.
Nice.
It's my favorite. I grew up listening to that. My dad used to play it. I love that album.
Right.
Yeah, for me, it's Bing Crosby
Yeah.
and like
Right,
because
yeah,
of
yeah.
my grandmother loved White Christmas, and it was like, but the two I love Elvis's version of Blue Christmas.
Elvis's Blue Christmas is an
It
amazing
really
album,
gets
too.
me, and then I like that you brought up Hanukkah. I love Adam Sandler Hanukkah
Yeah.
song.
Yes, Adam Sandler. Why not?
Yeah, fair
Oh,
enough.
I gotta throw.
I might have to change my answer. Yeah, I think that Blue Christmas Elvis.
It's
might
such
go.
a-
Take
really-
it. That's a pretty classic.
Stop.
We can get this. We can get a guitar going for you.
No,
Oh,
don't.
here we
Don't
go.
encourage
Don't
him.
even encourage me.
Don't encourage him.
You could imagine. Eventually, I'll probably play a live song. You know, why not?
Oh yeah.
I will be not here for that.
That'll be the season finale.
Yeah, it's
Exactly.
That'll
Yeah.
be the finale of the
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah.
Dave will be. It'll be the end of us. The whole.
Done.
Yeah, that's
I
it.
want-
Well, you'll blow up so much that
That's it.
Yeah,
blow
maybe.
up, you won't have
And then I'll
time.
never
That's
be able
right,
to live
yeah.
with him anyway. Yeah, that'll be the end
Have
of
you
that.
heard James Angus's version of Elvis?
Did you hear that? Oh my
Blue
God.
Christmas. Anyway, sorry,
Gus's
we got off
version?
track there.
No, we didn't. It's our podcast. It's never off track.
That's true. So, what's your favorite if there's a venue that you've played or you'd love to play, or would you play the Horseshoe or something like that, that you haven't played or you have played that you really love, like you enjoy?
Yeah. I think, a far-fetched, I was thinking about this before I came over. I think, a far-fetched dream would be Massey Hall in Toronto.
Nice.
I was with my buddy Braden, and we went to the Sheepdogs there, and it was like absolute explosion in your face of watching a show. And that would be like an all-time dream to play there for sure. And then locally, I think, you gotta try to get into the Bronson Center. I feel like that is
great
just such
venue.
a staple.
Yeah.
Like the venue is so wicked.
They're redoing it.
I was just there last night.
Yeah. I think it's. Is it done?
Yep.
Yeah, it's done. Right? They took
They
out the
redone-
seating in the middle.
they took out
and
their
it's
seating.
all-
Because before you were able to go down in front of the stage and be there and just be a fan, but now they have seating all the way up to the front.
Right.
Except for maybe about 2.5 to 5 feet, because last night they were dancing up in front of the stage. But yeah, the sound is a lot better now.
Yeah.
So, because I've been there a few times to see shows, and the sound quality on a couple were
Sure. Yeah.
and
Totally.
it was but last night was an amazing show. So.
It deserves to be like like it's such a heart of the city kind of great center. Like the Bronson Center is known to be a great place for.
Well, I know that Boom is doing shows there now. I think they call them the vintage.
Oh, that's
Right.
cool.
Vintage shows
Very
or something
cool.
like that.
That's
so like
sweet.
Gowan was there last night, and he was incredible.
We just need to get Barrymore's back.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Really
I'd love
do.
to win some money and then just buy it.
Buy it. Yeah. That'd
And
be
I'd,
sweet.
renovate it,
I'd
'cause that'd
revamp
be-
the whole place.
That's just
And then
mint.
I'd put up my Blue Christmas album.
Yeah. Then you'd be laughing. Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't care. I have money, man. I don't care.
Yeah.
You make people sit and listen to it.
Well, it's a good. I like
Pay
that.
people to sit and listen to it.
Yeah, exactly.
We're gonna see the Sheepdogs at the NAC.
Yes, we
Oh,
are.
sweet. Yeah.
Yeah, I
They'll
love
have a
Sheepdogs.
blast. Yeah,
Yep.
they're great. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
What do you got, Dave?
I got nothing. I got stuff. I really do.
You want me to go again?
No, I got my list. So let me put on these. Now I'm going back to your listening to
Yeah. Totally.
the Eagles. You chose "Victim of Love" when you could have chose any other song. I want to know why that one's on there. That's a great tune.
Yeah, wicked tune. That one is on there because that is Chris's #1 hit list for cover songs. When we usually try to mix in like one cover in a show that we play.
Chris likes the Eagles.
Yeah, Chris is a big Eagles guy. Yeah,
no
He's
doubt.
a double
'Cause
Eagles
that's
guy.
twice right now.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No,
Chris.
listen, I'm a huge. I think the Eagles opened the door to Jackson Brown for me as well, in the sense of my parents were big. Yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
he did.
Jackson Brown wrote "Take It Easy," so yeah.
He did. Them and Don.
That's in there solely because of Chris. I mean,
Nice.
I love that song, and I love the Eagles generally, but that song is Chris's like #1. He has to sing it, and that's his.
Nice.
Yeah.
No, I was just curious because like there's like that song is there, and that's like this one. It's a well-known song of theirs, but it's not Hotel California. It's not Life in the Fast Lane. It's not Take It Easy. But I'm like, I'm loving it.
Didn't the bassist write that and then he
Jackson
wanted?
Brown wrote it.
No, that's Take It Easy.
Take It Easy, yeah.
But-
I think the bassist wrote
Take
It to the Limit.
Take it to
Take
the
the
limit.
Limit.
Okay.
Yeah, Timothy B.
No, but he
Schmidt.
sings that. But there's a song that he wrote that he wanted to sing, but they made Don Henley sing it.
Yeah,
Oh,
Timothy
really?
B. Schmidt has got a good voice too.
I know, but like you have Don Henley, dude. Like I mean,
Yeah.
But Timothy B. Schmidt is fine.
I mean, when you talk about artists that are insane, I mean, like that lineup is like
Top drawer.
as absurd as you can get in terms of artists, like
talent, yeah.
Glenn Frey, Don Henley, Joe
Walsh.
Walsh, Randy Meisner.
Randy Meisner was in it,
OG,
so was
like,
Don Felder.
Yeah, Don Felder. Like
Yeah.
it is
all these guys
absolute,
that kind of
absolutely crazy. So
And you know what? It was so diverse in the sense that you knew what was a Fry song and you knew it was a Henley song.
yeah,
Right?
100%.
Like it just sort of had that feel. And then they wrote for each other as well. I mean, they obviously fought a lot. That was another thing, but Hell Freezes Over was a great.
Yeah,
that's a
yeah,
great name for a tour. I mean, God,
Yeah,
'Cause
I remember going to that. That was like my.
I never
my,
saw
like,
them,
my,
so
like,
it's too bad,
16th
but-
birthday, I think.
Right.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Was I went with my parents to that, and at that time, I'd listened to the records at home with my
course.
parents, but I probably knew every song that was played, but I wasn't a big, fan, so to speak. And then later on, I just look back and they're like, wow, as if I sat there and like watched these guys absolutely crush it, just from almost sitting in a line, 5 guys singing a 5-part harmony, to Joe Walsh going off and playing Rocky Mountain Way.
Yeah.
And just like, oh, yeah.
Well, Seven Bridges Road is a great... That song you just play acoustically, right? It's just amazing.
What's the Joe Walsh song that Two Times always loved? Remember?
Life's Been Good?
Yeah.
It's a friend of ours that used to repeat himself.
Two times. We called him two times.
Yeah, so we called him 2 times.
Wonder how he's doing. Yeah. What's your favorite part of creating music?
I love writing. I love all the aspects of writing music. I feel like I started writing music when just as like an exercise to deal with whatever mental health issues is going on. Like you're feeling down, I would write about it, and wouldn't be song. It would just be, I just had a book and I would write in it, and it was garbage, whatever, and tear it up, throw it in the garbage, whatever. And then, I got a bit better, and I'll say this, my roommate in university fully got me into playing guitar more and more and writing songs, and he's a great writer himself, Al Quinnell. And I love writing. I love writing with people. I like sitting down and just messing around on the guitar and seeing what comes out. That's my favorite part.
It's like a process, right? You enjoy that part. That's cool.
Or getting stuck. I think it's frustrating as hell, but when you kind of surmount that, you're so excited. Whether it's a chord change into a bridge or it's really cool. I find that's the best part. And especially if you can do it, you have people like Chris and Al and Sean and all our buddies that kind of can help out. You bring them something and they're just like, oh yeah, duh, just go to this. It's easy. And then you're like, oh shit, okay.
Yeah.
That's the best part for me for sure.
Cool. Now, you asked us before we came on the air if we're going to ask any tough questions. I'm going to ask one.
Oh, good.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to throw him under the bus.
Uh-oh.
No, he'll be fine.
We discussed this last week because I had to DJ a Christmas party, and I got some requests for songs that I just really didn't want to play. Mm-hmm. Let's say that. Is there a genre or style of music that you just don't care for, or like myself, just don't get? I'm not asking you to name artists' names, but that'd be fun.
No, I don't think so. Honestly, maybe when you get into the underlings of deep house and techno music, I don't.
Okay.
I
That's
don't
fair
understand
enough.
it. Mm-hmm. I think I don't particularly, lean into that probably because I don't understand it. I don't get the whole process behind it. But I mean, I can listen to a song and get into it. No matter what. That's probably the only one I can think of I don't tend to dive into it.
That's a pretty PC answer. Chris?
I wish I had something worse.
I want to hear Chris.
Yeah, Chris is probably, that's why he doesn't have a mic. Eh?
Yeah, because he doesn't want to tell us. That's fine.
Mike, Chris, what's your, who's Mike? Mike, because he moved the mic. So Mike. Who is it, Chris? What is it? You just yell it out.
Yeah,
I'm supposed to be answering these questions. I don't know.
You gotta have. You're an opinionated guy.
Ooh, I don't know if I like that.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Say it.
It's all good, Chris. If you don't,
honestly, I'm drawing a blank. I don't know.
Yeah. That's why Chris doesn't have a mic.
I don't like. I don't like super poppy music.
I was gonna say that.
See.
Well, I helped you out. I felt it from you.
So Chris doesn't like super poppy music.
I don't listen to pop music.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not
fair
that
enough.
Anyway. Yeah. This is just curious. Your turn.
Okay. Oh man. Did you ask the artist dead or alive?
I did not.
Okay. Is there an artist, dead or alive, that you kind of gravitate to that you would probably be able to maybe make an album with? Is there somebody that comes to mind other than Jackson Browne? I know we kind of asked that question, but
I mean, I don't know if we would, jive super well or not, but I found that I've been listening to the Wildflowers record, Tom Petty.
Jacob Dylan?
no.
Tom Petty.
Oh, Tom Dylan.
Tom Petty, yeah.
Tom Petty. Tom Dylan.
Tom Dylan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Him.
You're thinking Wallflowers.
Yes.
Wallflowers,
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm
no.
confused.
Tom Petty's got. I've been listening to that. It might even be like a greatest hits. I don't even know entirely, but I just have been listening to that a ton.
He's the best.
I think.
You'd jive for him.
Yeah,
I think
he's a
that'd be
great.
fine.
Yeah, he's a great singer, great writer. So I think that would be a really fun one to do if I could, bring
That
him
would
back.
have been
Speaking of how you say your style, like you were saying, like you love to be slower and then have a faster song. He's the king of that.
Yeah, totally.
Tom Petty is the king of playing. it'd be like American Girl, and then he'd play like, Free Fallin', or like Free Fallin' is a bit of a rocky tune. Yeah, Last Dance with Mary Jane's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally.
I love Tom Petty.
Yeah.
The biggest regret I have is I didn't go to that Blues Fest show, and I could have. You went.
I did,
but I didn't get to go.
Right.
And of course, he was dead. A couple months later.
Yeah, very sad.
Which is awful, of course. And
sucks.
and also Prince, I could have went and saw him in Montreal with the piano.
Damn.
And we didn't go. Our guest next week actually is the guy that I was going to go with. He didn't go either.
I had the same opportunity, and
Prince,
I kind of had to back out of it too.
It gives you a shot to say, like, our time is short. We never know when someone's going to go, so take advantage of every minute you got with them.
You're so right. I mean, even seeing like Gordon Lightfoot.
I've seen him.
Yeah, I know, but like, he's 80-something years old now.
Sure is.
Yeah, he's stilted up on the way.
Yeah, I'd love to see Willie. Willie would be great.
This is a crazy story if you got time
Please,
for it.
do it.
So probably it must be like 5-ish years ago now. My buddy, my like childhood best buddy, Chris Hawkins, and I, we would always get together on Fridays. So he lives out in the West End, and we were going to go fishing. So he's like, yep, I'm good to go. And then my buddy in Toronto calls me. He goes, yeah, man, Willie Nelson's in town, Outlaw Tour, Matt Mays is opening. Like, the lineup is sick. Alison Krauss. So he's like, you should come. I'm like, I don't know. Like, I'm supposed to go fishing, so I'll check it out. So then I go online. I look up the tickets. I'm like, oh, this is crazy. I'm like, the tickets are like $15. And I'm like, okay, this is crazy. So I call my buddy Chris, who's a huge Willie Nelson fan, and I'm like, hey, Hawk, you want to drive to Toronto today instead and go see Willie? He's like, yeah, man, let's do it. So we drive there. I'm buying the tickets on the way. The price drops to, I think it was $3, and it was $13 with the service fee. So we go in, we walk in. We just bought lawn tickets at Bud Stage, that outdoor venue in Toronto.
Saw Stapleton there.
Yeah. And next thing you know, a lady comes up. They're like really trying to get people down into the seats. So she's like, yep, don't worry about it. Like, I'll give you guys, take this bracelet. You got an upgrade. Go sit in seats. We want people in seats. And we're like, okay, cool. So we sit in seats. We see Matt Mays. Like, not 20 minutes later, this same lady comes up. She goes, how many of you are there? And there was like maybe 10 of us in a group. And she's like, yeah, I've got the box for you. She's like, you guys can have it. So she gives us this box at the butt. It's like right in the middle of the seats. It's this box. It's all like full service, food, drink, like just people bringing us. And we paid, I paid $13 for 2 tickets. It was absolutely crazy, but there was some sort of festival in Toronto, and Willie Nelson was not the priority, obviously, apparently, but it was crazy. So
that's why
got to see him.
Another reason not to like Toronto.
Well, that's not true.
Yeah, it is.
Toronto has a great show all the time, but amazing story. Like
yeah,
that's
awesome.
That's pretty cool.
It was one of the
you
craziest
one up
things.
ours. We had a
sorry.
Well, ours doesn't even come
no,
close.
It's not even
man.
close. But we did get Eric Church tickets for like $25.
Oh, that's wicked
and
too.
they were way up. And then we showed up. I love when artists do this, but we show up.
Yep.
And our section's closed. Like, what the hell's this? Like, did I really buy nosebleeds or what?
Yeah.
And then go to this table, and she hands us hard tickets, which we still have, which is amazing. I love like a nice ticket.
Yeah, they're the best.
And it's, we're like 15 rows back. I'm like from maybe about 50 feet from church, right?
Oh, that's so
unbelievable.
cool.
And it's like just a great upgrade because we paid $25, but that's.
No,
to see Willie go to the Budweiser stage in Toronto. Have you seen anybody at Budweiser stage?
No.
So it's an amazing venue.
Yeah.
And they've redone it, it used to be called the Molson Amphitheater.
Yes.
But essentially, to see Willie, man, I got to see Willie.
Yeah.
And Matt Mays, who's amazing.
And he played.
And Alison Krauss as well.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the Abbott brothers was
the Abbott brothers too, yeah.
It was great. It was
Matt
like
Mays Cocaine Cowgirl?
Yeah.
Was that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Matt Mays played like full country style too.
Nice.
Like he went away from rock, and it was sick. Like all his, he's got his buddies who are they're from Halifax. Like he's got his, his crew of people who he plays with, and they all were playing like pedal steel and dobro. It was like very different from his normal. It was cool.
Amazing. That's so
It
cool.
was awesome.
Now, you mentioned a little bit about your show in Kingston. It was the Mansion, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
How was that?
Oh, it was a blast.
Other than the climb for your poor piano player.
Yeah, it was fun. I did some schooling at Queen's, and so it was really nice to get back and do a show there. It was nostalgic. The Mansion is like a legend. It's legendary, like it's been around forever. I talked to people who've been like, oh yeah, I played that like way, way back. So it was cool. I loved it. It was fun. You have a good time, Chris? Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was good. It was
Chris
good
was
party.
passed out on the couch.
Calm down, Chris. You're way too excited.
Let's get him going. Let's get him. Let's let them play.
No, we already had him a little bit going with the pop music thing.
No, I know, but we'll get a tune out maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah, sure.
If you guys are up for it.
Yeah, totally.
for sure. Play us some Eagles. I'm teasing. Put Chris on the spot.
Oh, that'd be sick if they fired up Take It
Yeah.
Easy just to piss you off. But no, we're here for Riley.
Pissed me off. That would be horrible. I would hate it if you played an Eagles song. Hate it.
You want to play? Should we play? Should we
whatever you
save?
like, man.
Should we save my new one that's coming out next week for later, or should we play it right now?
Do it. Do it now.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, this is a new one. It's called LA Sucks. It's out next week on the 21st, I think. Ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess it's true what they say. There's traffic 24 hours of the day, bumper to bumper, just another day on a painful drive from Corona to LA. But LA sucks. I wanna go home and find some place where I can be alone. But I'm in love, and this I know, 'cause the hardest part was finally letting go. I've known you since high school, and I knew it was always gonna end up like this. Now we're sitting on a beach, planes overhead. I'm reading Kerouac, trying to get in his head. But LA sucks. I wanna go home and find some place where I can be alone. But I'm in love, and this I know, 'cause the hardest part was finally letting go. Drove through the desert, smoke in the air. Fires from way out west have made it here. But LA sucks. I wanna go home and find some place where I can be alone. But I'm in love, and this I know, 'cause the hardest part was finally letting go. LA sucks.
Well, I never get tired of that live music. So that's LA Sucks. That's Riley's new single coming out on the 21st, right?
Yeah. Yes,
nice.
sir.
Nice.
I'll post that on our page on the 21st.
Nice.
Yeah. Cool.
I just don't want to fall off my stool again.
Yeah. Don't go down.
It was funny the first time.
Yeah.
Man down.
I'll have to take on without you. I'll carry on.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
What exactly are you here for anyway?
I think just video and basically keeping the whole thing together.
Yeah. You're the glue.
Just two small parts.
Yeah.
Just very minute parts of the whole podcast. Yeah.
You're the creative one. You just kind of show up. So what's your most useless talent, Riley?
Oh my God. Most useless talent. I'm a pretty good whistler, actually. That's the first thing that comes to mind, and it seems moderately useless. So,
well, you might use it in a song, man.
Yeah, I've thought about that, and then I thought,
no,
I don't know how many people want to hear that in a song. So yeah,
Chris is shaking his head. No, he's not. I'm just
Chris
trying to get
is
Chris
like
in trouble.
Beat it with that stuff,
Yeah, stop it.
Yeah, Chris has only got so many guitar parts in all these songs that we write that if I take another one by whistling, he's gonna be real pissed off.
Yeah, he can tell.
He's a really intense guy over here for sure.
Chris is super intense.
Yeah, really. Now, should I ask the question?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, why not? 80s or 90s music, boys?
He knows.
Yeah.
He saw the question coming.
I saw this question coming
because he's been listening to the podcast.
Yeah, but the thing is like I was saying, we were driving over here, and I was saying, I have got to be the worst music historian going. Like I couldn't tell you what is 90s, what is 80s. So I spent some time like Googling. Okay, what is like? We're talking like 80s is Michael Jackson and Aha.
Sure.
That's like we'll go that right with 80s, and 90s is like Counting Crows and Blink 182.
That's a fair assessment. Yeah.
Yeah. So like if that's how I'm splitting it, I'm going 90s. I would say, because I spent again majority of my youth listening to Green Day, Blink 182, and I absolutely love that Counting Crows album. It's
that's
like
such a great
front. It's like one of the best albums.
It's a very, very,
Chris,
very good album.
Tell me.
Does Blink 182 count as the 90s?
Yep.
Yeah.
It does?
99, I think.
I don't know.
Yeah, they're pretty close.
I think, but Chris, it could be late, like early 2000s as well.
That's what I mean. I think it's more early 2000s. Anyways, that's fine. You can take it.
Either
90s for sure.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that's when I was a child in the 90s, and a lot of country, like 90s country music in the house, like
Travis Tritt,
Shania Twain,
Marty
Brooks,
Stewart, Garth Brooks.
and Dan, those guys. So.
Oh, those, yeah. So you know what? I'm okay with this answer this time.
Fair, yeah.
I like Brooks and Dunn.
You do, do you?
Yeah.
Hillbilly Deluxe is like one of my favorite songs ever.
Yeah, it's a good album too.
Yeah. Those are classic old.
I love that you said 90s, and you're like, my 90s is different than your 90s
For
because
sure,
you're like Green Day, and
Yeah.
I like Green Day. Although for me it was always the 90s. I think Nirvana and Pearl Jam and Soundgarden and Alice in Chains and stuff, but
yeah, see, that is like my first thought was, okay, that's what it is, and I read Heavier Than Heaven, that book about Kurt Cobain, and before that I wasn't into Nirvana at all. So I got into Nirvana this year. So I figured I couldn't really count that, and I like Pearl Jam, but again I can name 2 songs of Pearl Jam. I'm not like a avid fan, so I was trying to dig into the ones that actually I spent a lot of time listening to.
Oh, it's cool. No, it's a great answer.
We just do it for effect because we both love.
I
love
totally.
90s country. Like I'm a huge fan of 90s country.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And the like you said, I'm acclimatizing myself to Nirvana. We went to see Pearl Jam. That was an amazing show.
Yeah, I'm sure that was great.
You like that word, but I said it wrong. But that's still.
Like you're acclimating? Is that?
I'm acclimated.
Sorry, but you like the Pearl Jam show?
I did. That show was such a great show.
The good thing about them is I find that they really interact with the crowd.
Yep.
And then they also play forever.
Right. They don't care.
No, they don't care.
No, Eddie didn't give a damn. He was
and neither did Eric Church.
Playing.
Eric Church played forever.
Yeah, he was great too.
Were you there?
Don't get Chris going on Eric Church.
Well, my dad's a big Eric Church guy, and he was like best concert I've ever been to.
It was amazing. It was so good.
Listen, when he starts out his show, they started late, but the background music for them to come out up onto the stage was Lunatic Fringe. You've got us pretty much.
Yeah. You were stoked.
I'm like, is that Lunatic Fringe?
Because the lights went down and Lunatic Fringe comes on, and you're like, okay. And you looked at me like, because he did, Eric Church is my favorite. Like, break out of that outlaw, they're kind of like out. He's an outlaw.
Yeah, he's an outlaw.
He's got that. Like,
but I love
really
that your dad
awesome.
loves him anyway. But it's so.
I'm more of a Gary Allan guy
show.
myself.
Oh, yeah, Gary Allan. That's a good. Yeah, I haven't listened to Gary Allan. Honestly, this coming on this podcast was great for me to like dive into things I haven't listened to in a while.
But Eric Church, like I said, I'm like.
Chasing Airplanes or whatever that's on.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Great
Watching
track.
Airplanes.
Yeah,
Watching Airplanes. That's
watching. Yeah,
so good.
We
can go on forever with him.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You could geek out to that for sure.
I actually, sad story. He came to Ottawa.
Oh really?
Years for Blues Fest, years and years ago, and I missed him, and he hasn't been back since. That was like 10, 12, 15 years.
Is he
ago.
touring at all?
Yeah,
well,
he tours the state. He doesn't come anywhere near here. Gary.
Come on, Gary.
What's up?
Gary.
What's with the shade, brother?
We need you.
Yeah.
Seriously.
So, single comes out the 21st.
Yep.
When do you know when the album is going to release?
I don't know yet. I'm kind of just waiting on. I'm just waiting to hear back from the vinyl pressing company of when their guesstimate of when it's going to be done, because I want to kind of put the whole record out at one point. I'm shooting for like late spring. Ish. I'll maybe put out another single at some point in the spring, like early spring, and then hope to put it all out.
So is this like an LP or is it an EP?
LP, yeah.
So
12 tracks.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Great.
So,
we'll take 2 vinyl when they're ready, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll bring them out. I'll bring them over.
Don't worry, I'll get you on the t-shirt train in a minute here when we're done. So you're gonna be buying t-shirts.
Strong arm tactics.
Yeah, no worries. I should have brought some. We could have done a trade.
Yes.
Well, we'll do that. We'll do that.
I got some shirts.
I don't think I got to get a medium for you. I think.
Yeah, I'm a little guy.
Yeah, but
start working out.
No, he packs a lot of punch though.
Yeah, that's
true. Very true.
Yeah, you don't want to mess with him.
I'm not going to.
He brought his strong arm guy over there.
This is my guy.
Yeah,
he's
like a wrangler. He looks like a wrangler over there.
Yeah, he's a medium too.
Well, listen, thanks so much for coming. We know it's tight scheduling, and we appreciate you coming on. We look forward to thank you for playing the song.
Yep.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And we look forward to following you along and seeing what's going on.
Yeah, we'll wait with anticipation for the DLP to drop for sure.
For sure.
And we'll keep tracks on you on Spotify and Instagram and stuff, and come out and see these guys live.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. And you'll be on in England too. So if you want to say
buy the merch.
Yeah, hell yeah.
We're
playing January 6th at Cafe de Cuff. If anyone wants to come out, we're playing.
Yeah, you're playing. There's a few of you there though, right?
Yeah, we're playing. We're opening up for a band called The Thick out of Toronto.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so
cool.
It'll be fun. Yeah, my producer produced the records and is playing bass with them. So. So we're playing then. But no, thanks a lot, guys. Honestly, this was awesome. It was great to come out.
Yeah, so fun to have you.
Yeah, it's fun to
Chris,
do.
thanks for coming, man.
Thanks for showing up, Chris.
Really great chatting with you.
Yeah. Silent man.
It's all good. Strong silent type. Great guitarist too, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay, till next time, guys.
Yeah, take care. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
We appreciate what you guys are doing here. You're doing the right thing, getting Ottawa music.
Thanks, man.
Thanks.
We're awesome.
You guys are awesome. Hell yeah.